Hi everyone, I'm Nicole Lee. So let's take a look at the array and for each loop. Array is a set of collections. It's a variable, but you can store multiple items, multiple series of items in an array. You can keep an array of names, you can keep an array of numbers, you can basically keep several variables with other properties and so forth. So in order to basically loop an arrays item, so we use for each loop. Let's get started with an array. I have started with the programming with my editor. So this editor is Sublime. If you prefer to use other editors such as Dreamweaver, Bracket, Atom or Eclipse, you can go ahead to use the editor. So as usual, I create documents of HTML with the HTML.type, document type, and follows by HTML opening and the closing of HTML, and in between I have body. Without the head is okay, so we have body. And on my left I have a browser. It's easier for us to basically see the programming and output on the browser. With my MAM server on, I have started my server. This is a Mac machine, so I'm using a MAM server. If you use Windows, you can on your web server. And this document, I'm going to save it in my htdocs on the MAM server. If you were to save this document to the Windows-based server, then it will be www folder. So let's get started with the PHP code, PHP block opening, and close with the question mark closing bracket. And in order to create an array, as usual, we create with a variable started with a $sign, and we are going to store our favorite artist or singer. So let's get started with favorite, FAV equals to array. Array is an array, means a multiple item. It's you can keep a series of things inside the bracket, and make sure you don't forget your semicolon. So the value of the multiple item is started with a double quotation. And you can have a list of the singer that you like. For example, Lady Gaga. And separated by the second item with a comma and double quotation. The second item could be Taylor Swift. I like Taylor Swift. And follows by another singer, maybe Ed Sheeran, and another singer, maybe just Justin Timberlake. So on our list, we have 4 items. So in this variable, you save a list of items. And if you would like to count how many items in this list, you can basically just echo. And don't forget your semicolon. Alright, I would like to echo total items are, and I will just get a space and concatenate, combine with so I will just count with a method. That's why it's a bracket, a count method. So count, in order to count what should be counted, so inside here I want to count how many items in my array. So basically, if you save it, so I usually save on my htdoc and the first PHP program, and this is array. I will just save it array.php, and in my folder in the htdoc, click save and use PHP as an extension. And on the browser here, I'm good to actually call the page out by calling my local host, followed by the folder that I've saved the file, which is the first PHP, and followed by the document name, which is array.php, and it will say total items are 4. So it echo total items, or it will count how many items in an array. All right. So let's say I want to have a line break. I will just echo and my BR. All right. So that's about the counting the items in the array. Array is a zero-based indexing. It means that when we keep the data into this variable container or data holder, this variable, so it starts with 0. Index, this is saved in index 0, index 1, and index 2, and index 3. So in order to call every element in an array, so we need to call the index number. So for example, echo, I will say echo, all right, semicolon, echo my favorite singers are, with a space, and I would like to concatenate, means that I want to continue, I want to show, so who is your favorite? Justin Timberlake. Okay, so let's say this is 0, index 0, 1, 2, and 3. So I would like to call in my favorite array, means favorite list, bracket, this is a square bracket, and Justin Timberlake is the 4th element, but it will count from the index. This is 0, 1, 2, 3. So I want to show number 3. All right. So I just save it, and I will just refresh. So it says my favorite singers are Justin Timberlake. All right, this is a plural, so I'm going to concatenate again. All right, and I will put and space double quotation, and concatenate Justin Timberlake and another one. Let's say it's Taylor Swift. All right, this is 0 and 1. So this is 1, index number 1. All right, and I will just save it and refresh. So it will show my favorite singers are Justin Timberlake and Taylor Swift. All right. So that's about the array, and we call the items from an array, and we count numbers, total numbers of items in an array. So let's take a look at for each loop. In order to basically loop the entire array items, we use a for each loop. So we can put a for each, all right, bracket, and don't forget your curly bracket, closing, open and closing curly bracket. So in the for each, we'll have to mention about this array. So I would say this favorite array as individual variable. We need a new variable to basically look to all these items. We create a new variable called value. All right, So each loop, it will keep this one in as a value, and then followed by the second thing as value, and the third thing all in the order. All right, you will look through the entire array, item by item. So let's put what's in the block of for each is. So if you want to show every item that's in the array, so we look through the entire array. So I will say every time you look through a new item, I will say echo value, and I want to concatenate a line break after each element. So I will just add a double quotation, and inside the double quotation I will add a BR, means a line break. And I will just save it and refresh. Alright, so as you say, it will stick to the previous result. So I will basically the previous result here. I would like to add on an echo BR. So by adding in this, it will add a line break between the previous result and the new result. I will just save it, and I will just refresh it. So now we have this result. So to recap, this video we learned about array. We keep a list of items to keep in an array, and we count how many items in an array, and as well as we use the for each loop. For each loop is a loop to basically look through the items in an array, but you need to create a new variables in order for the for each loop to look through a new variables, and you echo the new variable. If you find that you cannot follow the tutorial, or somehow my output is different than yours, you can basically find this array.php file below the video under the description. You can download the source code from the link provided in the description. Alright, I hope you enjoy my video, and do subscribe to my channel and turn on your notification, and don't forget to give me a thumb up. Bye.